Once, long ago, there was a girl who was disabled and not so good looking. All she ever hoped for it was to walk normally and to look dazzling. The girl's name was Anne. She lived with her mother and her stepfather. Her mother, Lily, was so sweet and understanding and admirable to her daughter. She loved Anne very much, but on the other hand, her stepfather didn't like her very much. The reason why is because she reminded him of Anne's father, Charles. Charles was very strict on everything Anne wore and did. She didn't always have the best parents as a father. Her stepfather and her mother had confirmed to Anne that could attend the royal ball. Anne wasn't very comfortable and confident because she felt like she wasn't pretty enough to go to the royal ball being hosted. This thought rapidly ran through her mind all the night, and she cried herself to sleep. Everyone in town would gossip amongst each other about what they would wear and who they were going with. All Anne thought about was how desperately she wanted to go without being uncomfortable out of the blue. A magical fairy appeared and had granted her a wish to be able to walk and look beautiful. Anne had the most appealing gown. It was as blue as a rose. She was amazed on how she was able to walk with both legs. As the night continued, the fairy said cautiously, "Please do not take advantage of this wish I granted you because they only last until midnight." With that said, Anne kept that in mind. That night, she met the Prince Jacob. He had not the slightest idea of how she looked like in reality, and Anne was unaware as she approached midnight. Anne knew she needed to make her way home. As she was leaving the ball, she didn't realize she dropped her glass slipper. Later, Jacob had found her high heel and demanded her to find out who it belonged to. After all, he finally realized the assumption that it was Anne's, but not the Anne he had seen in the royal ball. Jacob wasn't concerned on how Anne looked like. He loved her no matter what. A year later, Anne got back to normal, married Prince Jacob, and became Princess Anne.